Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy V 4-Job Fiesta for T&V Small Critter Rescue. Last episode we almost got to the end of the flying runes here, but we stopped because we have a boss battle coming up, and then we have a pretty long cutscene coming up, so I didn't want that to extend last episode too far. So we're going to head through these last few rooms, get to the boss. We saw where the boss was. The King Tycoon was standing in front of him. But now we're actually going to end up in that room. So here we are. We're going to change things around a little bit. We're going to make sure that our Mystic Knights do not have a sword that has an elemental thing to it. So we're going to take off that coral sword and put on a Guardian instead. Because this monster is going to shift weak points. And basically if you have an elemental sword, be it a regular sword, or you make your Mage Knights use the magic sword ability, basically just going to, and it's the wrong element, they're just going to either miss the Argiavis or they're going to heal it up. So you want non-elemental. So the first form here, it's weak to wind, and it'll take it out pretty easily, and then it's going to rotate into 3 more forms, and each of the forms has a different weakness. This is where, like I said, if you had the coral sword, or your Mystic Knights had the wrong sword power put on their sword, they'd be just missing or healing the Arcavis. So the best thing to do is just continue to use the Gale Cut, because none of the strengths, it never absorbs wind. It absorbs like fire, sometimes it absorbs ice, sometimes it absorbs lightning, but it'll never absorb wind. So we can always just focus on that wind cut. Now, after you defeat those first 4 forms, it revives itself, level 20 here. So if you have a blue mage with level 5 death, you can just use level 5 death on this guy and take him out in one shot here. But that's only for the final form here, after it revives itself, you get that little message. We're just going to keep beating it down. So at this point, terrain doesn't work anymore. So we're just gonna have to hit it with our, knives. Yeah, we get some good ability points there. We get a hero drink that we'll never be able to use because we don't have a chemist. Chemists can drink, and they can also learn the drink command, unless other classes use it. But we'll never get that. So, but what we will get here is a big long cutscene. And we'll end up getting our final job, which is not the chemist, but the dancer. We're in the Earth Crystal, although chemist is another Earth Crystal job. So we head on in here, and there's the King Tycoon in front of the crystal. Father. You can tell something was wrong with him because, he told his daughters to shut up earlier. So, maybe this thing was guarding that, Algavis was actually guarding the crystal from, being destroyed. So we destroyed that thing, and that allowed King Tycoon to come in here. And you'll see basically he destroys the crystal. Well, he destroys it, but remember he's possessed by something. Something's going to come and try to stop it. Another meteorite. And we'll see who arrives in this meteorite. It's someone we're familiar with. It is Kara, Galuf's granddaughter. We saw her in the cutscene with Siren back at the ship graveyard, and then also after the steamship was fixed, Galuf was reminded of her because she's kind of like Mid. The interaction between Mid and his grandfather Sid, sparked his memory. And here she comes back, and the sight of her is going to restore Galuf's entire memory, but he's not going to tell us everything. Because we still have some more exploration to do. Yeah, this is the last crystal, but there's plenty more game to go. So yeah, they're not going to spoil everything, and Galuf's not going to spill the beans on everything that happened. So his memory has been restored completely. Doesn't really do anything, in terms of his stats or anything like that. He doesn't gain any abilities or anything like that. Just right now, they're going to go check on. Lenna and Faris are going to check on their father. Father. It seems that Kara is a little bit of a black magician. She used the bolt spell. But, turns out she's not really black magician, so she'll eventually join our party later, much later on in the game, but she doesn't have any job abilities. And the king finally realized that Faris is Sarissa. He's like, oh, it's Sarissa. So, and it seems like he's back to his normal self. But what isn't normal is the crystal. Too much use of it from that machine there. So it's too late to save it. And it is shattered. And with that, all four of these stones that symbolize the four crystals, the seal on that dog wizard Exdeath, well, they're all gone now, so the wizard is going to be coming back. So there's his, I guess his spirit. He's teleporting in. And this is the big bad villain of the game. Finally get to meet him in person, Exdeath. Galuf, I've returned. He still remembers Galuf. Galuf was one of the four warriors who sealed him here 30 years ago. Anyone else? He doesn't know us. Become my power. Help me destroy these fools. So I guess being a wizard, he has some control over the crystals, his magic. TMV tried to step up and defend his friends, but turns out the crystals knocked him back. The crystals have shattered, and next up, Galuf, your world. Yeah, we know Galuf came from a different world. Apparently Exdeath was from that world as well. Now he has a way to turn back there. So, King mentioned something about the Void. We'll learn more about the Void later on, and what the Void actually is. But in the meantime, the King is going to basically sacrifice his life to basically restore the power of the Oath Crystals here, which Exdeath kind of drained. And that'll allow us to get our final jobs and go forth from there. So yeah, the King's just like, don't follow me. I guess he's absorbing all the crystal's power. And the crystals are last tasked with, destroying us, but King sacrificed himself, absorbs their powers, and that power will transfer to us in the form of 4 jobs, only one of which we can use. And as I said earlier, the Dancer job. So Dancer is kind of a weird thing. It's should be a front row job because it uses melee attacks. But it's weak because it doesn't have like heavy armor like a knight or a dragoon or like a berserker has. So they're kind of weird and in a weird position. They have dance moves. You choose the dance command and they do one of 4 random dances. So they can Tempting Tango, which charms an enemy. They can do a Jitterbug Duet, which takes magic points away from an enemy. They can do a Drain Dance, which takes hit points away from an enemy. And then their best dance is the Sword Dance, which does 4 times the amount of damage that a normal regular attack would do. So later on, there's going to be equipment that basically makes it more likely that you always get Sword Dance. So they can be a really powerful damage dealer. I guess more like a glass cannon in a sense, because like I said, they don't have the heavy armor that knights, dragoons, berserkers have. But they can deal a ton of damage with that, the Sword Dance. So, make someone to dance soon. And now we're just gonna escape here. Gotta get out of here, get to our airship. Okay, I guess there's no more random encounters. So we get off just in the nick of time. And the floating crashing down. I don't know, I'm surprised it doesn't really do something terrible to the Earth. It's so high above that we weren't able to reach it just normally flying in our airship. So yeah, something of that amount of mass fall down onto the Earth. It would probably throw a lot of things into the atmosphere. Probably cause a lot of problems. But, yeah, this world is based on magic. Not on reality, so I guess nothing really bad happens. I mean, the wind is governed by the magic, not like by science, natural nature phenomenon. Now Lenna and Faris realize their father is gone. Galuf there is really tempting fate there by climbing out on the front of the airship. I don't see any handrails there. So, Exdeath was an evil wizard from our world. 30 years ago, he came to this world and attempted to destroy the crystals. I, along with 3 other fighters, as the 4 warriors of dawn, we borrowed the power of the crystals to seal him. 30 years passed and nothing had happened. So he gives us some of the information of the background of his story. But something went wrong. We realized this, we boarded meteors and once again came to this world. But we were here too late. He has revived and has returned to our world. We're going to learn that we saw the Dawn Warriors. So the other people who came in the meteors, remember the werewolf, the soldier, the werewolf at Karnak, the soldier who appeared at Warris. They were not Warriors of Dawn, so we're going to have to find, something must have happened to them, so. Here they had a little bit of a dissension here. Apparently one of the Dawn Warriors wanted to take Exdeath back into their world, being that he's from there, but they instead chose to seal him in this world. And Exdeath has become our problem. But now he's back to Galuf's world and is their problem, but so Galuf's like, I'm going to go back with my granddaughter here and we're going to fight Exdeath. But remember, we've journeyed quite a bit with Galuf here. We just can't let him go back on his own. Yeah, hey, we'll go with you. Galuf tells us no. The leader of the Calculator is the last one. If you come with us to the other world, you won't be able to come back. So they have no way back. The only way they can get back to their world is, they actually don't use the meteor. They use the adamantum to create like a warp and power them. Because this meteor right here, that Kara came in, it's going to be back where that city is, where the runes were. And it's still going to be there, so. The fact that the meteors remain behind is going to be an important plot point coming up in the next episode. But yeah, it's just Galuf and Kara there symbolized by those like shooting stars. Yeah, they teleport back. Now we take off from our airship here. And as soon as you land, the game tells you where you need to go. But basically we're going to head back to see Sid and Mid. So we're just going to head back there and get that cutscene right here. So, we change our jobs up a little bit here. Now that we have a dancer, we have to have somebody in our party be a dancer. Let's just have Lenna become our dancer here. Give her the terrain ability. Pretty good, powerful ability. It's going to help out a lot. Now, the good thing about dancers, one of the good things is they are one of the few classes, well, they're the only class that can equip ribbons, other than like the freelance or the mime class. Ribbons prevent all status ailments, so that's really, really good. That's an ability that the dancer will eventually learn, equip ribbons. I think it's their final ability that they learn, so that lets any of our class be able to use ribbons. Like, ribbons are basically like the ultimate headgear, because like I said, they prevent all those status ailments. So here our characters just talk and say like, hey, you know, we should, whatchamacallit, you know, Galuf's our friend, we shouldn't let him go back to his world all by himself. But we gotta find a way to get to the other world. And of course, whenever there's a problem, who do we go to? Well, we go to Sid and Mid, because they're pretty smart and they're very book smart. Maybe they've read a book somewhere that has an idea, so yeah, maybe Sid can find a way, like TMV said. And we know that the last place Sid and Mid were, we're here at this place that we're going to learn is called the Catapult. So we're going to go back and see them and say, hey guys, we need your help again. But surprise, surprise, they're never around when we need them. Luckily though, I guess they anticipated us potentially coming back here. And they will leave us a note here, which basically tells us where we need to go. So they head back into the laboratory area. We head over to the right room, that's where Sid and Mid were. And we look at this note here. It's Sid's handwriting. After remodeling the airship, the leftover adamantium became hazardous. We'll bring it back where we found it. Has something happened to them? Where we found it. Remember where we found the adamantium? We found it in Galuf's meteorite by Tycoon. So we're gonna have to head back to the Tycoon meteorite and hopefully catch Sid in mid there. This is going to set off a small little mini quest where we're going to be visiting all the meteorites. And each of the meteorites is going to have a boss, so it's good that we get to get a free heal here. Because like I said, we got a whole bunch of bosses coming up, so it's nice that we get that free healing. So let's just step out, head to the Tycoon meteor, and then save our game there. And then next episode we'll take on all those bosses and see what Sid and Mid have to tell us. So Tycoon's not too far from here, just a little bit to the north and to the west. Now we just gotta line up. There we go. That's the toughest part. Line up that airship. So, well, take care. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next episode where we find Sid and Mid and learn more of what we need to do. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.